Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to be installing this new Quadratop onto my TJ here. If you're new here, welcome to the channel, and don't forget to subscribe. I get excited about your plants.
Do you?
I do.
Well, don't wet your plants over it.
Wow, that was bad. This here is the Quadratec Adventure Top Fastback Conversion Soft Top. It runs somewhere around $300, and you can find it on Quadratec.com. I'll go ahead and leave a link down in the description below. This kit is designed to work for somebody who already has a soft top and is looking to upgrade the look or change out the soft top on their TJ. So that means either I need the original soft top hardware, or if I don't have it, I'm gonna have to purchase it. But luckily, I do already have a soft top on my Jeep, so all I need is this kit right here, and I will be good to go. This here is a complete kit, windows included, but the upper door skins for my half doors, I did have to order separately. Let's go ahead and open her up and see what's inside. All right, let's cut her on open. Always exciting. Woo-hoo! All right, so we've got cardboard to lay on, as well as some care and maintenance instructions, which is great, and my instruction packet. Now, I have worked with a couple of soft tops before, and I know the number one step is always to set it out in the sun for quite a while. So I'm going to get everything out, lay it out here on the floor, and then go out there and lay it out in the sun. And hopefully it's enough, because this thing is going on tonight. Oh, look at that window. I can actually see through the window. Oh my God. Man, that's some hefty material too. Oh, that's the corner. There's a nice chunk of foam in there. It's got that nice new plastic smell. Can you tell I'm excited? There's the other window. Here's the rear window. I'm actually surprised. I don't know, I'll have to see how it all goes together, just because, I don't know, I feel like there should be more zipper. I don't know. And then we've got, oh wow, our nice top material. I assume this goes on the front. I don't know, let's go lay it out in the sun. So the top's all nice and warmed up. So the first step in this process is going to be removing the old top. So I'm actually going to start by folding it all the way back. So I got to remove my windows and get this folded all the way back. It's going to be a little crunchy, but it doesn't matter, because this top is going away. So in case any of you guys were wondering, no, your top is not supposed to sound like thick wrapping paper. So now, in order to remove the top from the header panel, there is going to be a series of screws that you have to remove. Now mine, I have 2 screws on the corner, and then the whole top flips over the header panel, and then I can access the screws underneath. But before I can do that, my center brace that keeps the top elevated, it is actually put together with snaps over that brace, and that's going to keep me from flipping this over. So I'm just going to reach in here and slowly unsnap all of those snaps, and then go ahead and start removing my screws. And before you get mad at me, I did not mean to lie to you. I have Velcro for that first one and snaps for the last one. Crunchy, crunchy. So the screws I'm going to remove up here are just some Phillips head screws, and I need to make sure that I hang on to them, because I'm going to need to reuse them for the new top. And because they kind of go into like a plastic or a composite, not metal. They don't go into metal. That's the most important thing. I'm not going to use any power tools. I'm just going to do everything by hand. I normally have a fan that I would be running in here, but if you guys didn't know, fans make for bad audio, so I'm doing my best. So with those two corner ones removed, like I said, you can just flip this over, cram it into the back of the Jeep, and then we will have a nice series of screws here underneath. Now, according to the instructions from Quadratop, you are going to have between 10 and 16 screws up here, depending on what model you have. Mine here, this is a 2001 SE model. I have 16 screws in total, including the two corners. All right, I need you to stand right here, and I need you to hold right here. I don't need her to hold anything. I just like making her be on camera.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I wanted you to do. I love you. But you're so pretty. All right. There it is. The original best top is no more. I didn't get stressed about this until right this second. So I need a moment.
You're gonna do great, Dave.
I almost feel like I should wipe in here. I think I'm going to go ahead and take a rag and wipe in here, and I'll get right back with you guys. So with the old top removed, I'm going to go ahead and stand up the bow system and latch it in just like if I were lifting up the top, and latch in the latches to hold everything nice and tight in place. So next up, we need to remove these straps. If you're one of the lucky ones, you have screws. If not, you're going to have rivets, and they're going to need to be drilled out. So now using a T30 Torx, I'm going to go ahead and remove this Torx right here on either side, and that'll be the last step to remove this bow. Alright, and now we are going to completely ignore that it is suddenly daytime, and we're just going to keep going as if I never stopped. So now it's time to attach the top to the header panel up by the windshield. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it all the way back down, back here towards the gate, so I can attach it with the screws. So with the framing down, we need to go ahead and set our new top in the back of the Jeep, and then we can go ahead and line up our new top on our header piece here. Now when we do this, we want to make sure that we go behind this bar here, because the top does go over it. If you go through that bar, you're going to have to make some adjustments later, and it's not going to be fun. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to go ahead and set it up in place, and I'm going to get my corners over the edges and get everything nice and lined up before I start putting my screws in. Now, you want to make sure when you're putting all this in here that the plastic strip is facing up, because that's what's going to hold your screws, and it's going to kind of pinch the fabric to help it hold in place. And I'm going to start in the center and work my way out. So before I do my final corner ones with all of these ones on the plastic strip in, I'm going to slowly go through and tighten them all up. I've got some waves, so I'm going to try to get all the waves out of it. Yeah, slowly tighten them all down. Now I need to remember to be careful and not over torque these, because once again they go into the plastic, and we don't want any problems to arise because of that, like stripped out holes. Now with all that done, I'm going to go ahead and try to tuck my fabric in tight, and then I can go ahead and install the corner screws. Now that we're all buttoned up here at the header panel, it's time to go ahead and flip this up, and we're going to go ahead and latch it into the windshield. Now, something I did forget to do earlier that it does say in the instructions is we need to remove this rubber piece right here. The other side doesn't really have one, so it wasn't really on my mind, but we need to remove this rubber piece. So in order to do so, we're going to go ahead and remove this by loosening up the screws on the top, and then just kind of push this up and pull that out. So with the header panel in place, we're going to go ahead and take our strap here. We're going to go ahead and loop it underneath the rear seat belt here, and then poke it through, and then back down in. And we're just going to snug it up a little bit. We don't want it super tight yet because we are going to need to center the top better after we get our windows on. So don't cinch these down just yet. Just get them nice and secure on both sides, and then we can go ahead and we're going to finish tightening these up later. I know it's kind of hard to see. There's some poor lighting in here, but what we're going to do is we're going to unvelcro this long loop right here, and then go ahead and wrap it around the bar and re-velcro it before we move on to our next step. Gotta move you guys. Whoop. So the next step is going to be attaching the rear quarter windows. Now the instructions do say to start on the driver's side, but honestly I don't think it matters when you're initially attaching them. I've already got the driver's side on, so I'm going to go ahead and attach the passenger side with the zipper. Now at this time we're not going to go ahead and put it into the door surrounds. We're going to do that at a later step. Legos? You want to watch the Lego movie or a Lego show?
A Lego show.
Okay.
Hey.
Alright, I'll be right there.
By the way.
What do you think so far? Looking good?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I want Lego Dreams.
Lego Dreams?
Yeah. Dreams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotta watch Legos. Next up, it's time to install the rear window. Now the rear window has the C-channel slide in, just like you would find on the tailgate bar. So I'm going to go ahead and slide it on over here. Once again, it talks about starting on the driver's side, but I don't think it matters. And then we can go ahead and attach our zippers and zip them down about halfway. So with our windows secured in the zippers, it's time to start attaching them to the Jeep body. So starting on our door surrounds, we're going to go ahead and kind of fold this up, and then we're just going to roll it into the door surround. And then I'm going to pull it tight to the back corner. Make sure that I'm up here real nice, and I will finish Velcroing all this later. Now that we're secured into the door surround, we're going to come back here to the back, and we're going to do the same thing in the back here. We're just going to roll the little plastic piece into our lip. That was way harder than it needed to be. And then once you've got that secured in place, go ahead and work your way up all the way back up to the front. Now right here, there's this little pull tab. This is not designed to be used on installation, but it will help you in removing it later if you want to. So just make sure that this is sticking out. And now that that's done, we just need to repeat that process on the other side. So now that all the plastic is tucked into the rails, we can go ahead and cinch down the straps that wrap around the seatbelt brackets. Now you want to alternate between one and the other to make sure that the top stays centered the entire time. Just bloop, 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 done, secure them, and then we'll move on to the next step. Now that that's done, we can go ahead and secure all the Velcro around the rear windows. Next up, we can go ahead and tuck our plastic into our door surrounds. And then I'll repeat that on the other side. And now that pretty much everything is secured, we can go ahead and install our tailgate bar and finish zipping up and velcroing everything. All right, and now it is installed. So this would not be a true review without driving it around for a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that for probably about a week, and I will let you guys know in about 5 seconds maybe how it went. So I've been driving it around for a few days now, some highway, some city, and now it's time for my complete and honest review of this top. I really like the material. It's really nice. I do like how the color isn't like really bright. It's really flat and it blends really well with the black Jeep. I put a poll out on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube community post. What should I go with? Tan or black? And it was pretty much a straight 50-50 split. And this is what I went with. I do like the Fastback look. It comes down pretty nice. Something else I like is these corners. This is like a solid plastic piece in here and it helps keep all the form so it's nice slant back and it still has some nice structure. I haven't had a chance to pull the rear windows off just yet. I kind of wanted everything to settle and stretch a little bit, and then I want to do some readjusting, but it doesn't seem like that is going to be an issue. When I did install it, it was super tight, especially right up here you can see. And where it goes over my sound bar, it seemed to be really, really tight. But now that it's been on the Jeep for a couple of days, sitting in the sun, it's not that bad at all. The material on the inside is really nice. I know I'm not supposed to be touching it this much, but it is a lot quieter in here. I am really surprised at how much quieter it was, but it's a soft top, so it's not a completely quiet ride. But it was significantly quieter. One last thing that I'm really happy about with this top is it is amazing the temperature difference inside the Jeep. I actually installed an aftermarket AC system on this, and before the AC would be blasting, the second you shut it off, immediately the temperatures would start rising. I'm out here in the desert. Today it's well over 100 degrees, and I was driving this around with the AC on. I actually got a little bit chilly in there, turned it off, and it maintained the temperature. So it's a lot better insulated than the top I had before. I know it was old, but a lot of that also has to do with the lighter color. Keeps it a lot cooler in there because the sun's beating down on it and it doesn't absorb as much heat. Now, I wasn't 100% sure if I would like the Fastback conversion soft top. There was not a whole lot of information out there other than what I could find on Quadratop's website as to how this worked or how good it worked or anything like that. But I will say I am thoroughly impressed. Also, I want to note that I bought this with my own money. It's not a sponsorship or anything. So I am thoroughly happy with my investment for my Wrangler. Now that's going to be it for this video. It's getting a little bit windy, so make sure you give this video a thumbs up. As always, don't forget to subscribe. You can check me out on Instagram at It's Project Venture, as well as the Tickety Talk at It's Project Venture. Thanks for watching.